Hello, I'm Darla Vansach, and I'm going to do a small demo on daffodils. And my study came from this China and porcelain painting by Lola A's. So this is her study, but I'm not painting it the way she did. She did her background in and then did her flowers. I kind of started a little bit, but you can take your mixing yellow and start going in on your daffodils and doing your petals of your flowers. So I did start in here and I tried to make that bell be a little bit of a bell, and I started some yellow in here just while we were getting ready. And then I'll continue on with some more mixing yellow into these daffodils. So you're just taking your mixing yellow and filling in your petals of your daffodils. All right, so he's going to be a little lighter here because he's flipped up. And then you can take your egg yellow if you got some, and that can be like your deeper color. Right, I'm taking my egg yellow and I'm going to make a little bit of a darker around the, maybe I have to go for a different brush here. I'm trying to outline that bell again. And then I'm trying to take my egg yellow to be the darker of that yellow for our flippies. All right, so we got our petals kind of in. We got a little bit of this egg yellow, trying to be the darker color. You know, you're going to use your egg yellow to be your darker, whatever you want darker in here. The egg yellow is going to be your second medium of your, I can kind of show. It's more like your bell. If you're going to do your anything of your outline that you more or less to stick out more. Because your mixing yellow will fire very light. Here's your other flip. Let's try that highlight out of the flip. Here's another flip. Try wiping that highlight out. Another flippy over here. Yep, you guys might not have all these flippy little petals on there. All right, we got this far. We're gonna go into the, I call it the, kind of the bell, and then this is its opening. All right, I'm still going with my mixing yellow to go around the top of this flower here. But when you're doing this, we're calling it the end of the bell here. You kind of want to make like a round. And we'll do that with that, with that. And we'll come to this guy here. And we'll give him just going around that bottom of the bell area. And then I'm going to take my yellow red and I'm going to sneak just a little bit inside that middle. Oops. So sneak that yellow red in there. A little bit. I guess I kind of rounded it. Or oval shaped it. smooth it out. And then I can make that yellow kind of touch that now. And you're trying to give this cup the illusion of it making like a little tunnel funnel. And then I kind of go around and make a little circle going around it. And another little circle going around it. And smooth it out. Smooth it to the edge of their pattern there. Smooth it out. Trying to give it the illusion of a tunnel going in, like. All right, your two flowers should kind of look like that. Oh, we got to go to this little guy out here. All right, go back to our mixing yellow. And we just kind of want to give him a little bit of color, but we're going to fix them after we put that green in next. We're just trying to give him a light little yellow coat in there. All right, we'll come back and fix him in just a bit. Next, we're going to go into the greens. And I like my grass green. I'm going to stick with this guy up here first. All right, I went to a bigger brush to paint these leaves. There we go. Now she's smoothing better. Okay, there's a little green there. Here's my next green. And don't color your leaves all in. Leave your highlights and all right, that's, yep, he's a little leaf here too. Sneak the stem in just a tad. And when you guys get to this leaf here, he's kind of comes up and then he does a flip. So he's kind of got a line there. All right, so now when you get to here, you gotta give a little bit. And then give him a flip like, whoop. Back into this leaf here. Put that in there. Put that green in between those two petals. Just trying to give these leaves a little green color. And don't fill in the main vein all the way. All right, and then for this little guy here with the green, just kind of took a different color, this dark green, and I filled in his stem. So then now he's got his stem. Oh, we got to put in 2 green stems yet. So when you put your stem in, give it 2 lines. And there we go. He might be a little thick. Something like that for first fire, but maybe the worst thing is we could wipe out a couple more highlights on our leaves. All right, well, here's your first fire. And then on the second fire, go in there and add more color to the leaves and make your flowers pop. All right, so now we're going to go for second fire. So I'm going to come back around to my yellows again and give a little more color to everything. So here comes my next color. Here comes the color again. This guy here really belongs there. And then here's where one of your flip leaves is again. So we'll put the color in. So right now I just add in my mixing yellow to the base of the petals again. This guy really goes here. This guy goes here. All right, some more mixing yellow. More mixing yellow. All right, I'm taking, filling this thing. that, like that. I guess we need some more yellow in this guy now. And a little more in here. And I am going to put some darker yellow in that yet, but I'm going to move to the top of the bell, like I'm calling my daffodils. This is the bell, and this is the top of his, or the bottom, top or bottom of his bell. And I'm going to add some of that egg yellow again. Take that egg yellow to be my darker color in here. My egg yellow. My egg yellow again. Around here. I think I want a little egg yellow in here. I can't get that bell to come. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to go back to the mixing yellow. I'm going to try to give the end of the bell just a little bit of color here. Add some more color into here. Sorry. Trying. I'm going to go back to my mixing yellow for the little bit of leaves coming, or petals coming out this way. He's kind of popping open. I'm going to go back to this egg yellow here and give this guy down here just a little bit more color. In there. There. Okay, now we're going back to the greens for the leaves again. I'm going to sneak some of this color in here. You can outline your leaves a little bit more. Get that color out of the yellow. You have to come back and fix that up just a little bit. Next color. I'm going to sneak in another. As long as you got your 3 values of green, use them on your leaves. But again, don't color them all in. I'm sneaking another value of green in here. And then I'm going to sneak in put a little chartreuse in here just to give it a little more color too. But we gotta fill in our leaves again. Sneak that green into that petal. I don't like how thick he is. He's not real thick. He's just a little guy coming off. He has like a little petal coming like this way, and then he has this thing. His other petals coming out. Or maybe I'll give him the wing effect here. And you can change his decor. Change his decor. All right, then we got to come back into the, we got to do the stems yet. Veins. Okay, we got our greens in. We got our daffodils coming. We got some few highlights yet. Highlight, 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 highlight. And then I'm just going to add a little more color. I'm going to add a little chartreuse. A little chartreuse in these greens here. Just to add a little different color. So you guys understand on your second coat, you're just making everything, take another little coat of color and making it pop, and try not to fill in the color of your leaves. Oh, we got to add a little orange to our middles yet too. We didn't do that part, but I don't want to go too strong with it. I'm just gonna dot a few little dots in here, and then I might.
Takes me a long time though.
There. But that's kind of second coat. We'll go to third, and I guess I should not have started. But your second, you did this. Well, you can kind of see my second. And then for the third, we're just sneaking in a colorful background with the little white flowers hanging around. So I kind of put a little color in, but I went with the blue, and this is this red yellow, but I'm going to fill it in, and then that way we can wipe out the little flowers, and then you kind of got a issue of how the third fire goes. Oh, and then you got to put in some shading leaves also. So let me kind of get this smoothed out here a little bit and some more color. All right, I'm going to put in some more yellow around here, so you can see that I kind of spaced it out. I'm trying to maybe bring that blue that way a little bit. And kind of make this red come here a little bit more too. Okay, I'm trying to give you guys a background color so we can show you. You wipe out a few little white little forget-me-nots on this back of this pattern. Just got a little more yellow to stick in here, and then we'll try to smooth it out, and we'll just show you how I snuck two little lines in and wiped them forget-me-outs and put some shadow leaves in. Blue back in a little here, and then we're going to blend it all in. Blend it all together. Okay. I'm trying to smooth. All right, trying to smooth, so that you guys can just. And if you wanted to take your pouncer right now to smooth it out, you can. And then you take your little brown brush here, and we're gonna make some little stems. We're gonna wipe out our little flowers, and then we're gonna add a few shading leaves, and then your project should be almost done. I don't want too dark of a brown. I want it to be light. I just want it to fade into the back of that background just a tad. Oop, you see I got some blue here, so there's a big flower here. And then here. Let's see if we can do these forget-me-nots this way. Well, all right, let's see if we can get this to do it. All right, there's kind of what's going on there. All right, well, you're trying to stick these little forget-me-nots in here. So you guys know how to wipe out a few little forget-me-nots here. Yeah. On your last fire. And I think you should put a little more blue in. And then put your little orange dots in there. Hey, then after you pretty much got that, we just got to add some shading leaves in there. And you know that's your favorite shading green. So let's sneak them in here, a little here and there. So we're sneaking in one here. And then we're going to sneak one in here. But yeah, I'm going to go to my finished piece so you ladies can see. And I'm almost done. All right. It's over there. I'll go this one. Yeah, this one. Just to show you, I snuck in these little blue forget-me-nots. Added a couple. Here's your shading. Wherever you like to stick in a few shading leaves. And that's your finished product. I hope your daffodils turn out good.